540, so Oklahoma ended up offering me, and I took it, and I redshirted my first year as a tight end, and then the following year I beefed up a little bit. I was around 280 playing, tight end and defensive end, and during that next spring, Jarvis Jones, our right tackle, went down, and Coach Stoops asked me if I wanted to play it, and I told him no at first, but during one of the pass rush drills, they switched me there, and I've been stuck here ever since.
What did you say when you said no?
Well, I thought he was joking or lying to me at first. I didn't really believe him. So, after I found out he was serious, I took it a little bit more into consideration.
What are your three biggest strengths if you were asked if I teams invite you in for an interview and say, give us your three biggest strengths you can bring to us? What do you say?
I think athleticism. I'm a hard worker and a guy that's gonna get the job done.
How do you feel about being an offensive lineman now?
I feel right at home now. I'm kind of grown into my body. Kind of got the mental aspect of I'm going to be like this for next 10 or 12 years. So fits perfect now.
So what would you rather do? Get a sack at the defensive end, pancake block at offensive tackle, or throw a touchdown pass?
There's nothing like a touchdown pass. If I had a chance to do it again, I would. I think I can speak for all the quarterbacks. There's not another feeling like it.
How about getting a pancake block?
Yeah, I love that too. That's obviously what I'm going to be doing now. So, I love that too.
Now, take us to that Utah State game. You ran down this cornerback from behind.
I was in the Senior Bowl, and I forgot who threw the interception. And my first instinct was to look around and try not to get ear-holed by somebody. So once I saw that I had the angle on him, I just ran fast as I could and pushed him out of bounds and try not to trip over the bench on the way out. So.
Yeah, it was a Utah State game.
Yeah, Utah State cornerback.
He was like, what, 30 yards downfield when you caught him?
Yeah, he was if I wouldn't have caught him, he would have broke away. I don't know the specific angles, but it was.
Did he look surprised when he saw it was a great big guy?
I think he did. I know the coach was for the Raiders. He asked him why he couldn't outrun me, but barely caught him.
Do you think to be successful in the league, in offensive lineman, you have to have a chip on your shoulder? People talk about a swagger. What's your kind of personality?
Off the field, I'm just a cool and calm guy. Like to crack jokes, but on the field, try to be a heads-up player, a smart player. But when it comes down to it, I like to be aggressive and nasty. And I think every offense tackle or O-lineman for that matter should have that same mentality.
What did you weigh in at your height?
I was 6'6", 303. Yes or no?
As you progressed from quarterback to offensive line, a lot of this weight gain just came naturally. Was the big guy growing up?
Yeah. When I first got to Oklahoma, we did the bod pod testing. So they measured body fat, but he also measured my frame and the depth of my chest and stuff and hips. So when I first got there, my frame was 265, which is saying how much weight I can hold. And by my junior year, it went to 325, and he was like, you're going to be an offensive tackle or a defensive lineman. So that's kind of what happened, and the weight just kind of came.
What's your body fat at?
I think it's at 15. Yeah.
Did you play primarily right tackle?
No, I played right tackle my junior year and played left primarily on my senior year.
Do you feel more comfortable on one side or the other?
Left because I played it more this year, but the longer I play right, I think you just you get back in the groove of things. So I'm comfortable with both.
What are teams talking about, one or the other more?
No, not really. I think versatility is something you got to have in the league. So I think the more you can do, the better you can do.
Yeah, apparently you created quite a buzz at the Senior Bowl. How do you feel about how the league went?
Well, it went good. Obviously that's where we're playing our football at. I think coaches want to see, how you match up against some of the best players. So I went down there and tried to put my best foot forward and, show what I'm all about and just kind of, show my skills off a little bit.
Since you're still new to kind of this offensive tackle, how do you feel your techniques are?
It's greatly improved. That's something I really focused on my senior year. Junior year, I was kind of thrown in the fire a little bit, kind of, during the headlights kind of deal. So going into my senior year, I knew I had the ability. So my main goal was kind of put all the pieces together with my footwork and my hands. So that's what I tried to do.
Is it easier to accept the idea of being an offensive lineman once you realize that you can make a living?
Yeah, I believe so. Especially during the senior year is about halfway through, I knew I had maybe a good chance of playing in the NFL, and now I'm here talking at the combine. So it's been a crazy transition, and I mean everything's gone so fast, and I'm just happy to be where I'm at.
How did you get the idea at mid-season the NFL was interested?
We're just going against some, good competition. I think my first big competition, game-wise, was against Texas. Played against Alex Okafor and Jackson Jeffcoat, and they were, supposed to be first-round picks. So, every chance I got to play against, a big opponent, I try to show, what I'm about and what I represent. So.
How did you do against them?
We did. We had a pretty good game. I can't remember the score. I think it was like 63-21. So it's pretty lopsided win. Yeah.
How, if at all, does your quarterback background help you as a tackler?
I think when you're playing quarterback, you kind of know where things are coming from, defensive alignments, where blitzes are coming from, and now playing tackle, you kind of know how it feels to get blindsided, when you can't see what's coming. So I think it definitely helps as far as blitz protections.
Was it tough to swallow your pride at all?
No, not really. I wasn't playing that much at tight end and DN, so I was just trying to get on the field and trying to help my team win.
Did you overlap with Sam Bradford at all?
My redshirt freshman year was his senior year, and so my first game was actually the BYU game when he got hurt, and so I only got to see him play, I think, one other game against Baylor that year, so that was it.
Do you know him at all? Is it the Rams need to tackle?
No, he hasn't texted me. Not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
What's your current stats as far as the ability to stay low? That's always tough for tall guys.
Yeah, well, I think I had some concerns coming in, or people had some concerns that I wasn't that strong, so I tried to, show that had some strength on the bench press. But I think at the Senior Bowl, they tried to bull rush me a bunch, so being a taller player, you got to learn to sink your hips and, bend your knees a little bit. So when you can do that, it definitely helps, against the force of the bull rush.
Is it encouraging that several starting left tackles are former tight ends and they made the transition pretty well?
Oh, yeah. Well, Joe Staley, he was a tight end. I think, I'm trying to think of some others. Eric Fisher, I mean, he's a tight end. Jason Smith, that came out a few years ago, was a tight end. So I think I think the game's kind of evolving to, all these overgrown tight ends are now playing tackle. So I think definitely it's kind of becoming a new kind of position for people.
How many bench reps?
28. Yeah. Probably Warner from Florida State. This is my first game starting ever. So it was my junior year. Went down to Tallahassee. It was number 1 versus number 5 in the nation, and really couldn't hear anything. It was all the stands were aluminum, and they're kind of jumping the snap count, so it made it more difficult. But he's probably one of the best DNs in the draft.
How do you not let this go to your head? In just a few months, you said you realized you could make it to the NFL, and now you're on the precipice of becoming a first-round pick.
I've always stayed humble. I try not. This is totally new to me. I've always been the low man on the totem pole, just trying to work my way up. So, now that I've accomplished some things, I know I have a lot more to work on heading to the NFL. Just because you made it to the NFL doesn't mean you made it in the NFL. That was a quote by Robert Griffin last year, but I think it stands. Pretty true.
Do you think you're better run blocker or pass blocker?
I think I do both pretty well, but I think teams are looking, primarily somebody's going to protect the quarterback, so I'd probably say pass blocking.
What's your best memory?
What separates you the most from the top tackle prospects in this draft?
I think tomorrow I'll be able to showcase my speed a little bit. I'm trying to break the combine record for the 40 and probably the broad jump. So those are kind of my goals right now. I just think speed. I don't know how big a 40-yard dash, comes into draft stats for a lineman, but I think what they want to see is a good 10-yard split, 20-yard split, showing that you have explosion out of your stance. And I think just athleticism kind of puts me over the top.
You would have break the 40 for offensive line.
For offensive lineman. No. If y'all thought I was going to run 4.24, no, that's crazy. No. Just to clear that up. Ken Sarnoff.
And have you visited the Rams yet or talked to them?
I visit with them tonight here in a little bit. Yeah,
Suite area?
yeah, in the suites.
Have you been able to meet with the Lions or the Chiefs at all, both of the teams?
I met with the Chiefs last night. Lions, I haven't met with them because, I played for them the whole week at the Senior Bowl, so they kind of already interviewed me and stuff like that.
How comfortable were you with Andy Reid meeting with him?
It was good. I mean, it was a good experience. I went in there and put on some tape and showed me some good stuff and some bad stuff, and they, pretty much want to know what kind of person you are and what kind of football player you are.
Was there something specific he was impressed with?
I guess being able to tell him, what I was doing on certain plays when we're watching film, making calls and showing him what the defense was, stuff like that.
When you two started playing tackle offense regularly, was it confusing or how tough was it?
Well, I was already, playing. I played tight end for a little bit, so I kind of understood the offensive scheme. So going to tackle, I mean, you can only block so many guys. I mean, it's 5-on-5, so it wasn't too big of a change for me.
So could you imagine yourself being here for those last few days of tackle?
No, not ever, to be honest. But I mean, it's kind of weird how things progressed. And
Would you rather have one 500-pound duck or 5 100-pound ducks?
we said 5 100-pound what?
5 100-pound ducks.
Ducks? Probably say 5 100-pound ducks.
Why is that?
I mean, you got more. You got more to have. It's probably the weirdest question I've ever had in my life, but I'm trying to answer it the best I can.
Thanks, guys.
All right.